The Poplars farm near Wisbech in East Anglia has had a ground-mounted solar PV system installed by EvoEnergy. This poultry farm has a high energy demand, particularly during the day, making it an ideal location for solar power. The 50 kilowatt system should provide at least half of its annual electricity, and under the feed-in tariff scheme, the farmer John Jewson gets paid for all of the power the panels produce, whether he uses it or it's exported to the grid.
The whole system is gearing up to make me money today.
John decided to have a ground-mounted system rather than fixing panels to the roofs of his sheds.
Well, we looked at all the sheds and the roofs generally weren't pointing due south. Not only that, you have an issue of dust on the roofs with poultry, extracting a lot of dust out of the building. So an issue of keeping them clean, and maintenance I feel is a lot better on the ground because you've got sort of easy access to them anyway. We rear chickens for a company well known in the country for doing free range hens, and we take the chicks up to point of lay, whereas then they move off and we clear out, and we use roughly 25,000 units daytime electricity, and hopefully it'll pay back within about 5-6 years.
It's a big installation, quite close to some houses behind you. Was that a problem?
We thought so initially and worried when the first planning application went in, and with Kingsland Borough Council you can access the site whenever you like on the net. So after about 3 days we noticed the first neighbour, one of them behind us, actually put a support notice in. So we thought, oh well, we're not too bad. It went through just like no issues at all. A planning officer came down and looked around and said, well, at least it's not wind turbines and it's silent. They can look at the panels, but the panels won't look back at them. That's an issue round here. People don't like houses being built near them, but something static like this and modern, it was no issue. Even with the parish council, they sort of, oh yeah, get on with it if you want.
And you mentioned earlier on that a lot of your electricity use is in the daytime, so that's an added benefit for you, isn't it?
Well, yes, I should think from about now the panels are just taking the full sun, the whole farm has just gone green. So, and up till about, because we're here, what are we, 17th of January, by about 3 o'clock this afternoon, I'm afraid we'll be switching back onto the power. But in even this nice bright day today, I would think the unit will go up to about 25 kilowatts. So yeah, we will be chucking a lot back into the grid.
Is that important to you, to think that you're green and you've cut down your carbon emissions?
Well, we've always been told to save carbon, and no doubt it will be an issue. At the moment, you've got the incentive of the higher tariff to go into it. Possibly in a few years' time, the government will probably try and tax you to go into the issue with a big hammer, rather than sort of carrot to do it now. So we've jumped sooner rather than later, and hopefully one day I might have to go out of chickens and this will be my pension once it's paid for.
And do you think it gives you an edge as a business as well, because you can say to your customers, well, we're green?
Well, it will give us an edge, but it also saved me £2,500 a year on my electricity bill. So when times get even tighter, we're still there to survive when it's better. So all my friends are quite keen on it as well, and there's quite a few of them looking into it. I was just one of those people that do jump into things a bit sooner than later.
What would you say to other farmers thinking about getting a system like this?
Oh, please do look at it. You can Google no end of stuff, but do go with a reliable firm. At the end of the day, you want somebody who's still going to be there in 10-15 years' time when something needs maintaining. And yeah, you don't want somebody who's just started up in the firm and think when times get hard they're out and your guarantees go with them and everything else. You want to be with a firm that's going to last the course.
Is that why you chose EvoEnergy?
It is the main reason. I had at least half a dozen quotes, all from very good people, but at the end of the day I discounted the cheapest one and discounted the dearest one and went for the middle, and then decided, because it's family money and serious money, I can't live long enough to replace what I've put here if it all went the wrong way. So I decided to go with somebody who's, I think, installer of the year, been doing it a few years now, and their professionalism when they came down and looked at the site and discussed the whole thing, answered every question fully. I just thought, yes, we've got to go with this firm.